know they had somebody that can relate to them, being another human being. And no man take this honor unto himself to become a high priest, but it was Aaron, was called of God, as like Aaron was. Verse 5, so also Christ glorified not himself to be made an high priest, but he that said unto him, Thou art my son, today have I begotten thee. Abraham's INVESSELED sperm son was begotten from the grave, a priest after the order of Melchisedec. If you don't get the vessel being risen, a spirit vessel, being risen a priest after the order of Melchisedec, being made a priest by the power and light, the vessel, you don't get the gospel. You don't get the Messiah. You do not perceive the Messiah. You do not know the Messiah. And if you don't get the vessel being risen, you just say the Son of God risen, then you ain't, that's not the gospel. Abraham's INVESSELED sperm son. Now let me go over to, and then it says in verse 6, as he said also in another place, Thou art a priest forever, Abraham's INVESSELED sperm son, vessel of the Supreme Spirit Son, risen Elohim the Holy Ghost extended. Thou art a priest forever, after the order of Melchisedec. This is extreme great honor, extreme exaltation to a man being part of, it's already great him being part of the Son of God and his forming from a sperm. From his origin as a sperm, he in being conceived in Mary's reproductive cell, uniting with Abraham's, conceiving Abraham's sperm, and then they forming around the Supreme Spirit Son, part of the Supreme Spirit Son's person. That's great. Now that vessel that got to form part of, this is so offensive to men. This is intimidating to men. You know, the priest said, Are you the Son of Man? The high priest asking the Messiah, you know, because he was saying he was the Son of Man and the Son of God. That's what they were looking at. And his Messiah answered, You shall see the Son of Man seated on the right hand of the Father and Majesty. You know, that burned them. Son of Man. A man's sperm son. Glory be to Elohim. Yes. If you don't get this vessel risen, as I said, one thing to be for him to form part of the Son of God, which is not the traditional Gentile doctrine. A man's sperm and a woman's reproductive cell unite forms around the Supreme Spirit Son of God, part of his person. That's not Gentile theology, said Jesus. Let it soak. But it's the Messianic Hebrew Counsel teaching, the Messianic Hebrew people, the Bible's teaching. So you got a different Christ. Someone preach another Christ using that which they preach. Let him be accursed. Let me go ahead. Praise Elohim. Then he said to him, He risen a priest after order of Melchizedek. Eternal priest.
Yes, Lord.
Glory be to Elohim. Hebrews chapter 7. For this Melchizedek, show who Melchizedek